back to Whiteboard Learning. My name is Anuradha Tripathi. Once again, we are back with the sessions whereby we were discussing the previous year questions of UPSC Civil Services Examination of Geography section. In today's session, we will be discussing about the questions from 2022. So the very first question, this question talks about in the northern hemisphere, the longest day of the year normally occurs in. 4 option is given. One is about first half of the month of June. B option is about the second half of month of June. Third option C is about the first half of month of July, and the fourth is second half of the month of July. So here basically this question is about a rare astronomical phenomena whereby the sun will be vertically overheading the different latitude. Reason being is the earth axis is not a straight but it is a tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree. The earth axis tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree around which the earth will rotate from west to east directions, and because of which what will be happen, the sun will be vertically overheading a different latitude at a different time period, because of which what will happen, the amount of the insolation will vary. So that's how this question is asked. Here the question is about the longest day, so which normally occur in the northern hemisphere on either 20 June or 21st June. Reason being is because of the adjustment of the leap year in the calendar, so that might be changed on either 20 or 21st June. So this, in either of the cases, it is the second half of the month of June. So here we'll try to understand the concept. Basically, if this is the equator 0 degree and this is the northern tropic which is 23.5 degree north, and this is a southern tropic which is a 23.5 degree north south. So what will happen, we can see that the northern hemisphere is receiving the more sunlight, because of which what will happen on 20 or 21st June, it will have the longest duration for the insolation, and thereby it will be the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, specifically on 20 June or 21st June. If we talk about its opposite concept, it means the shortest day. So the shortest day will be occur on either 20 December or 21st December. So during this particular day, what will exactly happen? So the position of the earth will be like this. So we can see that here this southern hemisphere is more tilted towards the insolation, therefore the southern hemisphere will receive the more sunlight and it will have the longest day on this. On the other hand, when we talk about the northern hemisphere, we can see that it is it is more tilted away from the sun, so here the duration of the sunlight will be less, so therefore it will be the shortest day, and this shortest day is termed as winter solstice. On the other hand, when it comes to the longest day, it is termed as summer solstice. So this question is particularly about the longest day, which is the summer solstice, second half of the month of June, either 20 or 21st June. So answer will be option number B. Now the next question. This question is about which of the state in India is a tea producing state. So here 4 option is given. Statement 1 is about Andhra, Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Tripura. As per the official website of Tree Board of India, in southern region of our country, primarily the tea is produced by the 3 states. One is Kerala, another is Karnataka, and the third one is Tamil Nadu. And Andhra Pradesh is not one among them when it comes to the third options and fourth. So these 2 states are also the tea producing state. If you talk about specifically which is the largest state in India, which is the state is producing the largest tea, that is Assam. With respect to these questions, Assam is not given, so Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Tripura, all other only 3 states are the tea producing state. Option number C is the right answer. Now the next question. This question is basically a concept about how the cloud will have the impact on earth cooling and warming impact. So here basically we cannot conclude that the cloud will be having a either warmer or the colder. It will depend upon the characteristics of the cloud. So cloud, its impact on earth, that is something depend upon the characteristics of cloud. It means its altitude and its composition. Altitude means it is a low cloud or high cloud as it is given in the questions, and when it comes to the composition, it means it's a thick cloud or thin cloud having a water vapor content more or less. So the first statement we'll see, it is about high cloud primarily reflect the solar radiation and cools the surface of the earth. So high cloud, the characteristics of the high cloud, it is a comparatively thin. So being a thin, it allows the insolation that is going to be coming into the earth atmosphere, and as the insolation will be received by the earth atmosphere, earth will have a warming impact once the earth will be reflecting back in the form of terrestrial radiation. So it allows the incoming solar radiation and it traps the terrestrial radiation, thereby it have a warming impact. So therefore this statement is wrong. Coming to the second question, low cloud have the high absorption of the infrared radiation emanating from the earth's surface and thus causing a warming effect. See, there are different types of the low cloud. So we cannot in conclusion say that it will have a warming impact. Reason being is, for example, one of the low cloud is stratus. So stratus are a very thick cloud. So being thick in nature, they will block the incoming solar radiation and therefore they will have the cooling impact. On the other hand, although the low cloud will have the high absorption capacity of infrared radiation, but it can have the cooling impact as well. So that's why this statement is also wrong. So the answer will be option number D. This is something which is given in 11th class NCERT in climatology section. So this question is picked from there. Now we'll see the next question. This question is about a particular lake in the Western African continent, which is turned into a desert. So 4 option is given. One is option number A, Lake Victoria. Second is option number B, Lake Fagubine. And the third is Lake Ogota. And the option number D is Lake Volta. Although with respect to this question, the answer is Lake Fagubine, which is located in Mali country. So after a decade of 1970s, because of the consistent drought and high evaporations, this lakes turned to be devoid of water, and the link between this particular lake and the river Niger is blocked by the accumulation of sand, because of which even after a small amount of the rain, this lake cannot revive into a water body. So it has turned into the desert. So here the option number B is the right answer. We'll see the other options as well. Here in option number A, the Lake Victoria is given, which is located in the boundary of the 3 countries in Eastern Africa. This was about Western Africa and this is located in Eastern African region. And it is Africa's largest lake, and when it comes to its world ranking, it is the second largest freshwater lake in the world. It is located in the 3 countries, Uganda plus Kenya, and third one is Tanzania. Coming to option number D, Lake Volta, it is a man-made lake built in 1965 to provide the facilities related to electricity, irrigation in Ghana country. And this lake is having the distinctiveness in terms of that it is the largest lake in the world in terms of its surface area. So this is how you should remember, this is not a natural lake, it is a man-made lake. Coming to Lake Ogota, it is located in country Nigeria, having a fresh hot water spring. So this is about other three options. Now we'll see the next question. This question is about a canyon of South India, whereby we need to identify this canyon is built by which among the following river. So the name of the canyon is Gandi Kotak Canyon of the South India was created by which of the following river? Option number A is Kaveri, second is Manjira, third is option C Pennar, and the fourth is Tungabhadra. So here with respect to the answer is option number C Pennar. So here first we'll understand what is the canyon. Is basically a landform feature built by a river. If we talk about which type of a landform, it is a erosional landform whereby the water of the river will have a cutting impact on the rocks, and thus a gorge will be formed. So here if we talk about this with respect to this Gandikota canyon, this is located in a village namely Gandikota, after which this canyon got its name, located in Kadapa district of Andhra Pradesh. Kadapa district of Andhra Pradesh, and this Gandi is basically a Telugu word which means gorge. So this Pennar river having eroded the granite rock structure in this particular village, and that's how this gorge is constructed by this river as an erosional landform by the river Pennar. Now the next question, this question is about a specific hills in which region of the Himalayan mountain ranges. So three different mountain peaks is given. One is Namcha Barwa, and with respect to this mountain peaks, Garhwal Himalaya, Nanda Devi, Kunmao, and Nokrek, Sikkim. So here we'll understand that which of this Himalayan region is having the mountains peak. So when we talk about the Namcha Barwa, basically this is not in the Garhwal Himalaya, this is located in the easternmost section of Himalaya in Arunachal Pradesh, from where the Brahmaputra river will take a U-turn and will enter into India. And when we talk about this Garhwal Himalaya, this is in Uttarakhand, not in Arunachal Pradesh. So this match is wrong. Coming to second option is Nanda Devi, and it is located in Kunmao, Himalayan. So basically in Uttarakhand, what is the Himalayan is termed as two. One is Garhwal Himalaya and another is Kunmao. So if this is a map of Uttarakhand, so its western portion is known as Garhwal Himalaya. Its eastern section is known as Kumaon Himalaya, and Nanda Devi is located somewhere here. So this option is right. When it comes to Nokrek is a peak which is located in Garo Hills in Meghalaya, and this Garo Khasi Jayantia is a eastward extension of the peninsular region. This is not the part of Himalayan. So Sikkim Himalayan, again here is not the right options. So only this pair is correctly matched. So the answer will be option number B, only 2. We can see this from the map. This is from the NCERT. We can see here Namcha Barwa is located in Arunachal Pradesh, easternmost sections. From here the Brahmaputra river will enter, we can see. Coming to Nanda Devi, Uttarakhand, easternmost means Kumaon Himalayan. Coming to the third option, Nokrek is something located in the Garo Khasi Jayantia. As I told you, this is not the part of the Himalayan range, this is the part of peninsular plateau. Now the next question. This question is about a term which is in news back then in 2022, Levant. So here we have to identify that this term identify which of the following reason. So option A is about the region along the eastern Mediterranean shore. Option B is about region along the North African shore stretching from Egypt to Morocco. Option C is about region along the Persian Gulf and Horn of Africa. Option D is entire coastline of Mediterranean Sea. So here the term this which is Levant in French, it is termed the meaning of this is rise or east, which is the rising point of sun. So here this term is specifically signify the eastern region of the Mediterranean shore, means the countries which is having the boundary with the eastern part of the Mediterranean Sea. For example, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Israel. Here, one thing we need to understand that this is the sections from where the UPSC is asking the questions every first or the second year. In 2015 also, from the same area, the question was being asked that which of the following country don't have the boundary with the Mediterranean Sea. So in that option, Jordan was the right answer, because Jordan is a landlocked country. In the similar question but in a different manner in 2017, whereby you have to identify that which of the countries having the border. So 4 options were given and 1 option was including the Iraq as well. So Jordan and Iraq were not the part, so answer was somewhere in that as per the 2017 question, Syria and Lebanon. So what we can understand, and again from the same reason in 2022 UPSC is asking the questions but in a different manner. And in one of the strategy video, I have told that UPSC will repeat the topic but not the question. So it means the Mediterranean Sea and specifically its eastern shore is very important. It means you have to cover this in a very comprehensive manner, because every second or third year UPSC is asking the questions, and that to map based question or any specific term. So that's what we can conclude from this question. Now, again, the next question is about the boundary of a country. Here we have to identify that which of the above border with Afghanistan. 5 is option is given. 1 is Azerbaijan, second is Kyrgyzstan, third is Tajikistan, fourth is Turkmenistan, and fifth is Uzbekistan. So here we can see that among these 5 countries, 4 are primarily the Central Asian country, and we have to identify which is having the border. So in the map we will also see from Central Asia there are 5 countries and 2 country names start with alphabet K. One is Kyrgyzstan and another is Kazakhstan. So these 2 countries don't share the boundary with the Afghanistan. And this is something Azerbaijan. This is located beyond the Caspian Sea. So this is also not sharing the boundary with the Afghanistan. So Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan shares the boundary. So here the answer will be option number C, 3, 4 and 5 only. We will see in the map also. So here Afghanistan is located in eastern side. It is the Pakistan, and India is also having the boundary. Then we'll see the Central Asian. We can see that Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan is beyond the Afghanistan's. Only 3 countries, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan is having the boundary. When it comes to western section, then it is Iran which is having the boundary, and when it comes to Azerbaijan, it is beyond the Caspian Sea. So Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, India and Pakistan is having the boundary with Afghanistan, not other countries. Specifically the Central Asian, these 2 countries, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, and Iraq is even beyond the Iran, and Azerbaijan is beyond the Caspian Sea. Now the next question is about one of the natural resources termed as monazite. Monazite is very crucial when it comes to the rare earth element or the thorium. So here the question has the 4 statement, and we have to identify that which is correct. So first statement says monazite is a source of rare earth, and second statement says that monazite contains the thorium. So monazite is basically primarily extracted in India by the Department of Atomic Affairs for these 2 particular resources, which is rare earth and thorium. If we talk about what is monazite, it is a rare light brown crystal minerals found in sand located in a different coastal area, whereby the government is extracting because of these 2 particular aspect, rare earth and thorium, because it have a specific economic significance. Okay, so these 2 statements are right. Coming to option number 3, statement number 3, this talks about monazite occurs naturally in the entire coastline sand in India. So here Although monazite is found in the sand beaches, but it is highly debatable when it comes to it is entirely found entire Indian coastline. As per the official website of Press Information Board, it is found in Andhra, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala, and in the certain portion of Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, also in riverine channel. So the question is, the statement is about entire coastline, so this is highly questionable, therefore this is wrong. Coming to the fourth option, in India, government bodies only can process and export the monazite. So obviously the license is required to process this particular sand for the purpose of rare earth and thorium. When it comes to India, there is a Indian Rare Earth Limited, which is a complete public sector undertaking, Government of India, under the Department of Atomic Energy. This sole PSU is responsible for the processing, not only for the domestic purpose but also for the exporting purpose. So here the statement number 4 is also right. So the answer will be option number B, first, second and 4. Now the next question is about wetland and lake, and we have to match as per the location of their. So here the two term is given, one is wetland and lake. So first we will understand what is the difference between wetland and lake. So as per the government National Conservation Lake Program, so as per this program, the government has defined the meaning of wetland and lake. Lake is basically comparatively a deeper water body which is devoid of mainly the vegetation. So this lake will be having the depth of 3 meter or more. When it comes to wetland, the depth will be more or less than 3 meter, and it will having the aquatic vegetation or aquatic life as well. So here in wetland, the biodiversity will be more. That is what the difference between wetland and lake. So now we'll see the first statement, Hokera wetland in Punjab. This is wrong because this is located in Jammu and Kashmir. Coming to a second, which is about the Renuka. So this is the wetland in the Himachal Pradesh. This second match is right. Coming to third one is Rudrasagar. This is located in Tripura. This is also right. Coming to fourth option is Shashtang Kota. This is a lake. This is wrong because this is located in Kerala, and moreover this is one of the largest freshwater lake in the Kerala state. So first and fourth is wrong. Only two pairs are correctly matched. So option number B is the right answer. Now the last questions of today's session. This question is about reservoir and their location with respect to the state. So the first statement is about Ghat Prabha, and the state is given the Telangana. So this Ghat Prabha is reservoir, and it is one of the major tributaries. There is a Ghat Prabha river as well, which is one of the major tributary of Krishna river, and this reservoir is located in Belagavi district of Karnataka. So first is wrong. Coming to second is Gandhi Sagar Dam in Madhya Pradesh. This is right, and this question was being asked specifically why it included the Gandhi Sagar, because back in December 2021, Comptroller Auditor General of India has given a report whereby the report was explicitly talking about the repair of this particular dam by the Madhya Pradesh government, which was published in a newspaper Down to Earth in January 2022. So this pair is correctly matched. Coming to Indira Sagar. Indira Sagar is one of the fourth dam which is located in Chambal river, not in Andhra Pradesh, but that is in Madhya Pradesh. So third pair is also wrong. Coming to fourth pair, which is about the Maithon. This is not in the Chhattisgarh but in Jharkhand Dhanbad district. Dhanbad district, located on Barakar river. So fourth option is fourth pair is also not correctly matched, and this question was about we have to identify the incorrect match, not correctly matched. So first, third and fourth are not correctly, so here the answer is option number C. So this was all about today's session. Thank you so much.